If you're a writer who has just submitted a manuscript to an agent or publisher, I am here to give you some tips on what to expect next. This is lesson 19 in my Publishing Bootcamp series. My name is Sophie. I'm a book publisher in Australia, best-selling author, former literary agent, former bookseller, and I know a bit about books and publishing. So you've sent the manuscript in, and what's going to happen next is going to be reflective of your understanding of time versus what actually happens in publishing time. You spent months, years writing, refining the manuscript. You've prepared the pitch, you've sent out all the submissions, probably to a lot of different people. You are now entering the impatient zone. You've been patient while you've been working on the manuscript, but now you are going to be impatient for an answer. We have manuscripts coming in around a year ahead of publication, if not further out, some of them shorter in. But there's always months and months and months between when a manuscript arrives and when it is published. So our understanding of time is somewhat structured around that framework. So for us, a year does not seem like a long time. So you have had the slow, hurry up, whereas we have the hurry up, then slow. So that's one factor to take into consideration. The other factor, and it's quite an important one, is that a lot of submission reading does not happen during office hours, or it happens in small fragments during office hours. So every time you contact an agent or publisher and ask them why they haven't read your manuscript yet, or asking how much longer it's going to take, we may interpret that as you saying, why aren't you spending more of your private time reading my work? Because that's when the submission reading tends to happen. Even with the best will in the world, months and months are likely to go past before you hear from a lot of agents and publishers, especially in a small market like Australia, where there aren't a lot of staff who can help read submissions, if any. Most agents do not have an administrative assistant. Most publishers do not have that. Meanwhile, it seems to us as though the number of submissions is increasing exponentially. So there's a squeeze here, or rather a bottleneck. So if you can be patient, it may well be in your favor. And by that I mean, do not nag. I really advise you to not nag. If you've had a direct connection with an agent or publisher who's asked you to send in the manuscript and they say something like, I'll read it as soon as I can, you may hear, I will read it soon. That's not the same thing as I will read it as soon as I can. We're trying our best, we really are, but there are a lot of submissions at any given time, and it seems like we have shorter and shorter amounts of time in which to read them. So exercise some patience. Know that we are trying to get to everything we can, but that it's really not happening in our office hours. There is no solution to this. I have thought about it every which way to how we can get to a point where we can read submissions in a more time-effective fashion. I just don't think there's a solution in a market that is small. We simply do not have the staff. So I hope that helps you manage your expectations around time. You may still be impatient. Try to manage your own impatience, because your impatience is not the responsibility of the agent or publisher to whom you have submitted the manuscript. I hope that's at least helpful, maybe. Bye.